Welcome to today's Winnipeg Humane Society webinar on cat behavior. Today we're going to talk about the basic nature of cats, why they behave the way they do, and how we can use this information to help solve behavior problems. Hopefully, this will lead to some happier cats, some happier owners, and maybe even prevent a cat from being surrendered to a shelter. Do any of these sound familiar? Common behavior problems that we hear about at the Winnipeg Humane Society include litter box issues, fighting between housemates, cats trying to escape the house, hiding, ankle biting, jumping on counters. There's all kinds of different behaviors that people can find problematic. Most cat problems are possible to fix if we just understand the cat's motivation. People are often confused or frustrated by their cat's behavior because they can act in ways that just don't make sense to us. People often compare cats to dogs and find cats confusing. Like humans, dogs are what we call apex predators, top of the food chain. Because we have this in common with dogs, dogs often make more sense to people, and dogs have also evolved to get along with humans. On the other hand, cats live with us and are social, just in a different way from dogs. Domestic cats have stayed very close to their wild roots and often act out of pure instinct. Wild animals that stop to think don't survive, so they have to act quickly. A cat's behavior is how they communicate with us. They use their body language and how they interact with their world to tell us how they're feeling. So if something is off with them, it will show in their behavior. Seeing the world from the cat's point of view helps us to understand why they act the way they do. And this is important because once you understand why your cat acts the way they do, it can be much easier to solve behavior problems that you could be encountering in your household. Okay, cats are both predator and prey animals. This is the most important thing to know about cats and cat behavior. If we think about this for a minute, those are very different characteristics to exist together in one animal. And these characteristics often lead to our cats displaying a wide range of often conflicting behaviors depending on the situation. Some behaviors they show us are tiger-like. Some behaviors are bunny-like. And put those together, you make a domestic cat. And how they act can change minute by minute. So if we don't see the cat's point of view, we can have a hard time understanding their behavior. So cats are great hunters and they like to play hunting game with us. But they're also small and solitary by nature, and in their natural state are vulnerable to being preyed upon. Coyotes, raccoons, dogs, large hunting birds like hawks and eagles, just like rabbits. So let's talk about some of the things cats have in common with other prey animals. Okay, they have excellent senses. That means they are very sensitive to noise, scent, motion, and touch. It also means they're very stoic and they will try to hide any sign of weakness. Being injured or ill makes them more vulnerable to predators. This is why regular vet visits are very important for cats. Often an owner may not even realize something is wrong until their cat is very sick. Cats thrive on routine. It makes them feel safe if they know what to expect during their day. Even rearranging the furniture or changing your work schedule can cause alarm in some cats and stress them out. Okay, as prey animals, a cat's number one goal is to protect themselves whenever they feel unsafe. And lots of things can make them feel unsafe. Loud, sudden noises, something moving quickly near them, vibrations like the floor vibrating when someone walks, being held too long for their comfort, or being handled roughly. And also, they can get more overwhelmed by their senses than we do. A loud, busy household can be scary to them, even if the activity is joyful to the humans. And cats can startle at some things that we may find silly, like someone sneezing. But once your cat is startled or scared, your cat isn't thinking. They're reacting on instinct. When your cat is like this, for a split second, they are actually scared for their lives. Say, even if we find it silly. So once your cat is in this state, they have two options: fight or flight. Cats will fight if they have to, but the first choice is usually to run because they're less likely to get hurt. Fighting has inherent risks of injury, and they don't want that. So cats can be territorial towards other cats, and this behavior can be related to predator or prey instincts. It depends. Cats don't always share nicely with other cats. To survive in the wild, they need access to resources like space, food, place to bury their waste. So if you have more than one cat in your home, you have to provide enough resources to help your cats both feel secure. Okay, number one, they need personal space. Cats like to move around, including up high. So make sure your cat has access to places like cat trees, tall furniture. You can put up special shelves. Humans tend to live on the floor, so try to think about this one as if you're a cat and think vertically. Cats need comfortable sleeping spots where they're safe and they won't be disturbed. And sometimes a cat, you'll notice, will sleep in one space for a while and then they'll choose a completely different one for another length of time. This part is prey behavior. They don't want to be too easy for predators to find, either through their scent or through their habits of always going to the same spot. Cats need things to scratch. We can use cat trees, cardboard scratchers, that sort of thing. This is one way cats mark their territory. Their scent glands actually in their paw pads. When they mark their scent on whatever objects in your house, it helps them feel relaxed and helps them feel at home. Cats need places to eat where they won't be bothered by another cat. So it might be necessary to feed cats in separate rooms if you have more than one, or if you leave kibble out for them, leave it out in more than one spot. And litter boxes are very important to cats. They bury their waste so they don't alert predators with the smell, and a dirty litter box is not attractive to most cats. Cats also need safe access to get to the box, so be watchful for signs that one of your cats may be blocking another one from going if you're having litter box issues. Okay, in general, if your cats feel like they have to compete for any of these things, it can cause constant conflict in the house, kind of at a low level that can boil over to fighting and other kind of behaviors when any little thing happens. This, of course, will vary greatly between individual cats, and some cats, especially ones that have grown up together, often have no problem sharing. Okay, for the predator side, cats will do things like patrolling their territory, and that means whether they have a one-bedroom apartment or a whole neighborhood, and they spend a lot of times hunting and looking for food. So when hunting, a cat goes through a sequence of steps. They see the prey, they stalk the prey, they chase, they pounce, they grab, bite, and eat. So, and in that order. So hunting is a natural behavior that all cats need to do on some level, especially when they're young. And when we play with their cats, they get to use those different skills involved in hunting. If we don't play with them, they will find ways to use that hunting ability in ways we may not appreciate, like pouncing on us or stealing our food right off our plate. So how can we use this knowledge, right? Behavior issues often have roots in these natural behaviors. So for example, your cat is snuggled up in your lap and they suddenly flee and scratch us in the process of jumping off. Ouch, right? It's hard not to be upset. But keep in mind that at that second, your cat was simply reacting instinctively as a prey animal and trying to get away from what scared him. He wasn't trying to hurt you. If you punish your cat at that moment by grabbing or yelling or chasing him, it will only intensify his fear and make him maybe even associate the fear with you. This can damage your relationship and make your cat scared of you and make them even more likely to bite or scratch next time to get away from you. Bear in mind that trying to comfort your cat by holding or petting them will likely only add to his fear as well. They don't want to be touched or held when they're fearful. Let your cat escape to where they feel safe at that moment. They'll come back when they calm down. Another example is your cat jumps out from behind the couch and grabs your ankle and chomps on it. Cats are using their natural hunting skills when they do things like this. Cats will instinctively react to things that move like prey. We can help cats use these hunting instincts in a safe way. Don't let your cat play with your body. This encourages them to bite and scratch us. So don't add to the excitement. Say if your kitten grabs your hand and starts to bite or claw, just freeze, put a toy in front of the kitten and slowly remove your hand. This is teaching her what you want her to play with and removing yourself from the situation. If you find your cat generally gets overexcited during play and maybe starts to jump on you and bites or scratches you, end the play session by giving them a treat or toss a toy for them to chase off. Don't just abandon the game or get angry at them. That can be frustrating to the cat and lead to more problem play behaviors later. The best way to play with your cat is to use things like wand toys. You get to move the toy around enticingly and let your cat grab and bite to their heart's content without hurting anyone. You can use small toys the cat can bat around and chase, and you can throw for them. Some cats will even play fetch, which is awesome. And you can give them larger, soft toys that they can wrestle with and kick and bite. And some cats love to dig out treats from food puzzles or food dispensing toys. So remember, when you're playing with your cat, you want to use the hunting sequence of see, stalk, chase, pounce, grab, bite, eat. Letting your cat do all of those things will help them satisfy their hunting urges. Okay, an important note while we're talking here that different cat personalities, of course, have different reactions to their environment. Some cats are not bothered at all by loud noises and aren't fazed by kids running around and playing. Some cats are more skittish by nature and would be terrified of that and will hide or even defend themselves by hissing, swatting, or even biting if they're approached when there's a lot of activity in the house. And some cats like to lounge around by themselves and aren't interested in playing much, especially as they get older. Other cats, particularly young ones, will benefit from lots of attention and a few play sessions a day to help get out that urge to hunt. So in conclusion, if your cat is displaying behaviors you don't like, try to think about the root causes for that behavior. Is your cat simply fearful, like a rabbit, right? Or are they trying to hunt? And then based on that, you can think of, it should be helpful to help think of possible solutions. So if you have any questions about this topic or anything else related to animal behavior, you can check out our website at winnipeghumanesociety.ca under your pet, and there's lots of behavior tips. Or you can call us here at the Winnipeg Humane Society helpline at 204-8808. You can leave us a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Or you can email us too at behavior, that's behavior with a U, at winnipeghumanesociety.ca. Thanks for watching.